Hi, how are you all? This isn't what we hoped for, is it? Me talking to a TV screen or a computer screen and you sitting there listening. I was hoping that I might be able to be there with you and have some fun and games in the hall. But that's not to be the case. So I would like to read a story to you about a young man that hoped he would get a better quality of life than working on a farm. The people who thought they were very good were still not happy with Jesus. They moaned, they grumbled, they frowned. It's not fair, they complained. Jesus spends all his time with bad people. Jesus heard them and told them one more story. Once upon a time there was a man who had two sons. He loved them both. One day the younger son came to him with a sad request. Father, the younger son said, when you die, I will get part of your money and part of your land. The problem is, I don't want to wait until you die. I want it now. It was all the father could do was to hold back his tears. Because he loved his son, he agreed and gave him his share of the money. That very day, the son left home, money in his pocket and a big smile on his face. Didn't even bother to say goodbye. The father just watched, wiped away a tear and hoped that one day he would see his son again. The son travelled to a faraway country. He spent his money just as fast as he could. He drank, he gambled, he used his money to do many things until finally the money was gone. The son looked for a job, but the only work he could find was taking care of pigs. It was hard, dirty work, and he was so hungry sometimes that he thought about taking the pig's food for himself. He was miserable, lonely, and sad. And then one day he had an idea. The servants who take care of my father's animals are much happier than me. I'll go home, that's what I'll do. I'll tell my father how sorry I am for wasting the money, and maybe, just maybe, he'll let me become a servant and work for him. Now, what do you think the father had been doing all this time? Did he say to himself, I have my older son at home with me. Who cares if my younger son has gone? Of course not. He loved his son, even though he'd gone away, and every day he would go out to the roadside and watch for his son to return. That's exactly where he was when the young son hobbled home, poor and hungry. The father ran to his son and hugged him tight, and the son dropped right to his knees. Oh, father, he cried, I am so sorry. I've wasted all your money. I'm no longer good enough to be your son. Don't be silly, said the father. You are my son. You will always be my son, and I'm glad to have you back. The father lifted his son to his feet and walked him home. He dressed him in beautiful clothes, he put gold rings on his finger, and threw him a big welcome party. When the older son came home from work that night, he heard the party noise. What's going on? He asked. When a servant told him, he was filled with anger and ran to his father. It's not fair, he shouted. I've been a good son. I've worked hard for all these years, but he was bad. He wasted your money, and now you're throwing a party for him. I love you, my son, the father said, and you have enjoyed all the good things I had, but your brother was gone and he's back. He was lost and he's found. That's why I'm having a party, because we're all back together again. So things that we hope for don't always turn out the way that we would hope they would. But you know, the little word hope, I'd just like to leave some little words with you. H can stand for happiness, and we want to be happy, though it's difficult in the circumstances we're in at these days. O is for opportunities to be kind and good to each other and to help each other. P is for persevere, to carry on and try harder when things don't turn out the way that we'd hoped. And E is for encouraging each other, to help each other along, that we might hope that soon things will be better, the virus will be gone, and we'll be back together at school. So stay safe, wash hands, mask, and keep your distance. God bless. Bye.